Australia as a country, as an economy, has always prided itself on being at the forefront of change, coming up with new ideas, being fresh. And Bird&Bird is very much like that as a law firm. It's proactively led its clients over many years in the industries that it serves. There's great synergy there. Bird&Bird came into the market in Australia in November 2014 through a merger. It was a merger with a firm that was one of the leading new economy firms in the Australian and New Zealand markets. And like Bird&Bird, it had a long history. It had been serving that market for nearly 100 years.
And now a year after the merger, the office is very much a Bird&Bird office culturally. The ethos fits in very naturally with the global and regional Bird&Bird offices. Well, the Australian market in the now and present is a knowledge economy. We're the 9th largest knowledge economy in the world.
And that reflects a real transition in the Australian market over the last 10 years or so. We're very much moving from a primary and secondary products market to being a tertiary products market, exporting financial services and education services, for instance, into the Asia-Pacific region. Being on the doorstep of Asia provides great opportunities for clients entering the market through Australia. Australia's had a history of trying to establish laws and regulations that can be technology neutral, can stand the test of time. But with all of the pressures faced by economies these days in terms of technology change and issues such as terrorism, there's a whole host of thinking that needs to go into how regulation and legislation is created. And our metadata laws are a good example of that, where the government is trying to create a robust set of laws and regulations which will stand the test of time.
The issues before our courts are at the cutting edge of intellectual property and technology issues. This week the High Court delivered its decision about the patentability of gene sequencing in the Myriad Genetics case. An issue that was determined by the US Supreme Court not that long ago is a very live issue in IP and the knowledge economy across the globe.
And a lot of that thinking about legal and regulatory issues and jurisprudence, ways to approach some of these issues that are coming before the courts, is really interesting to corporations and policymakers, not just in Australia but across the region.
For IP or technology-driven issues or problems, we're a natural choice, not just in Australia but regionally through Asia Pacific and globally.